Hi, so great to be here, and great to be here. I'm Nikki, and this is Max. So we are product managers at Unity, and over the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you how Unity Vector is changing what's possible with Unity ads. So every studio's path looks different, but the arc is the same. So from the day you first install the editor, the Unity editor, to the day operating a live game with millions of players, Unity is to support the whole journey for you. It breaks down into 3 parts. Firstly, the develop. We build better game faster for you. And secondly, to deploy it. We help you launch the game everywhere that matters. And the third one is grow. We help you scale through user acquisition and monetization. So the grow answers one question. Once your game is alive, how do you actually grow it? Okay, so let's go through the solutions. So the entire journey starts with user acquisition done right. You are not the short on installs. You are short on the right ones, like users who stick, pay, and come back again. That's Unity Ads, powered by Vector, our AI engine at the core of Grow. So from there, let's go through the solutions. The first one is Aura. Unity Aura reaches new phone owners at device setting up. And Unity Tapjoy overall turns your reward loop into revenue and as well as an acquisition channel. As you scroll across network, we have Level Play unifies them into one auction with ad quality. And the fourth one is we have Supersonic takes on full publishing for hyper-casual games. With real budget behind it, we have programmatic and CTV extends that targeting to premium demand and TV screen. So that's Grow, not a finish line, but everything after develop and deploy. So Unity is staying with you every step after launch. Now let's talk about Unity Vector. So Vector is just launched last year and is the AI powering Unity Ads user acquisition. It brings together player insights, the game DNA, and Unity's unmatched ecosystem reach. So advertisers can expect precision in audience targeting and improved long-term results. This is about connecting the right game to the right player at the right time. Vector is built from thousands of data points, features, and submodels under it interacting with each other. Today's gamers are your everyday consumer, and the game context is a highly engaging channel. Unity Vector leverages data about the game, context, and the understanding of the consumer behaviors using advanced analysis capabilities of a game DNA and real player behaviors, as well as optimization towards your monetization model, depending on your business goals. And innovative AI-based self-learning and improvement capabilities. So every new game, every new user, or even new creative makes Vector better. It all comes down to 2 things, the scale and the quality. So we know the market has been hearing a lot about Unity Vector's name, but wondering how exactly does it work and how the new model performs. We speak the language of data. Overview of how Vector empowers Unity Ads to become a network that can bring you a bigger scale with whole new quality. So first, let's talk about the most important user acquisition metrics, the scale. Here you can see the scale trend coordinated with relevant Vector milestones. As a reminder, Vector initially rolled out on IAP traffic during early 2025. Moving towards the middle of the year, we have completed a few model updates and eventually reached the full RAW traffic release during mid-2025. 2026 is marked by D28 beta release for IAP, ad revenue, and hybrid. So after scale, the natural question is, how about the quality? What quality the scale bringing to us? This is where Vector's continuous model improvements show up. Across every key indicator, the trend is consistently positive. the payer rate is up, payer volume growing, and ARPU is improving. The standout is D28 IAP ARPU in the US grew 73% over a year. So D7 payer rate gives the early signal within the first week, while the strong story is D28 ARPU, where we see the long-term LTV impact, especially since launching our D28 campaigns, which gave the model more room to optimize the study, to optimize towards the deeper value. But quality isn't only about IAP. We see the same trend in ads revenue. Following our model improvements, D7 and revenue ARPU in the US has climbed steadily since the general launch, reaching a 140% increase year over year. Retention tells the same story, same trend, improving through the 2025 model updates, then strengthening further with D28 ad revenue campaigns in 2026. So the message of all these are consistent. The vector is bringing more users who monetize better and stay engaged longer. Okay, let's take a look at the impact on Korean local games. The IAP quality has an even more impressive growth compared to the network level. The Korea market showed consistent growth in IAP payer rate and ARPU throughout the 2025 vector releases connected to the milestones. With the help of vector, the quality of users in terms of IAP D28 ARPU in the US is impressively 8 times higher than before. Our Korean clients are seeing strong growth in post-install ad revenue metrics and a significant 127% year-over-year increase in D28 revenue ARPU. These clear data points strongly echo Vector's visible success over the last few months. We will share more Korean market use cases later on with a D28 success case. So Unity ads and vector models have grown a lot this year. Let's take a look at the latest product offerings and welcome our D28 product manager, Max.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Nikki, for the intro. As you were seeing, Unity ads and the vector models have grown a lot this year, and we want to take a look at the latest offering from Unity. So now that we have extensively increased the coverage of our products, we want to optimize and we want to provide to you to optimize for the right audience, or at least the audience that matters the most. There's multiple choice for that, either by monetization, when you can choose either IAP, ad revenue, or hybrids, doesn't really matter, by specific in-app events that can happen in games or applications with cost per event campaign, or by optimization window with D7, D28, D0. You want to fit the strategy within your applications to target either the first signals, the first users, as well as the full LTV. And speaking of LTV, I want to take the time to present one of the biggest launches that Unity and Vector has had this year, which is the D28 campaigns, and how it's been impacting our applications on our network. First, not everybody is familiar with what D28 is, so I'm going to take some time to present it. This is a campaign that optimizes for a cohort of users that is going to convert later inside your applications or your games. It does so by using our AI vector models. What it does is it predicts the value of the users within the first 28 days after entering the app. And what's unique about this product is that it's not only going to be using these new users, it's going to come on top of your current strategy of the D7 or D0. It is complementing the strategy of the cohorts your application needs. So run them side by side, and suddenly Unity ads and Vector provides a broader, stronger LTV coverage, strong to capture both the early users, the early signals, as well as the most engaged users that's going to stay weeks and weeks inside your game. Now the question is why incremental is important and why do we build new models and new products at Unity for this? The D7 product and what we have is a goal to target the users that are going to engage early inside the game or application. D28 on the other side focus on long-term conversion, long-term value. So in simple words, if you run D7 or short signal only, Unity will capture volume and short-term value, but you will miss on the higher value users. If you run D28 only, you'll get these high value users, but you are going to miss on the volume and the opportunity that the scale of the users with short engagement represents. So we want to coverage everything. By running both together, you can capture strong, consistent performance across the board. Now I'm going to stop with a little details. I'm going to speak something with actual numbers, talk about what D28 and what Unity Vectors does, and how the current performance reacts. And let's look specifically in the Korean market. Since we started this year with the IAP open beta and the ad revenue and hybrid optimizations, we've seen that the Korean developer D28 spends has been multiplied by 6, which is extremely encouraging and isn't stopping. But for us, this is a good number, but nothing speaks louder than when our clients tell this to us directly. So let's take some time to look into some specific examples of advertisers, of studios that are using Unity Vector and how it is a success for them. And who better to start with ActionFit, which is a Korean game developer that has started using Unity this year. I'm going to cite Shekang Seo from ActionFit that shared that Vector has helped them to validate the long-term ROAS performance and retention during soft launch of their new game. With the success of D28 ROAS campaigns, they have expanded their campaign strategy with greater confidence. So what does that mean? They looked to scale the user acquisition on their leading title, Drop the Cat, with a strong focus in long-term retention and late-game ROAS. They want to find the users that are going to stay in the game. They want to find the users that's going to generate great value at a great price. And by combining the D28 new vector models products with the D7 ad revenue, hybrid or IP, everything they were running before, they have achieved encouraging results. You can see here, we have 39% increase in D28 ROAS. We have 88% increase in D28 retention, and we have an incredible 111% increase in D28 ARPU. That means that they are more than doubling the user quality inside the app. And they're not the only one. Let's take a look at Homa, which is a French hybrid casual studio. Adrien, I'm going to cite here, has highlighted how vectors help them maintain their existing D7 scale and performance while also expanding their ability to target additional longer LTV cohorts. Again, what does that mean? The need for them was clear on Unity Network. They wanted to scale their game all in whole while reaching users who has a better retention, who has a higher long-term value, but they're not wanting to sacrifice what they have today. So by running D28 IAP ROAS on top of the current strategy, Homa was able to complement the current user distribution with a new audience segment that maximizes the overall return. And the results, they do speak by themselves. They have tripled their scale, which is quite incredible. We also provide a 40% increase in D28 ARPU, as well as a 63% increase in D28 retention. So this shows that our AI models, vectors, is able to optimize and grow your application, but it is not sacrificing or compromising the quality. We're able to find both new users, better users on top of the existing one. Okay, one last one, with Playrix. And Alexander from Playrix, that I'm gonna say, thanks to Unity Vector, our D28 IAP ROAS campaigns delivered incremental scale and drove stronger late-game ROAS by connecting Township with new cohorts of high LTV users. So how did Playrix see this? So the goal for them was to increase the scale by reaching additional high LTV cohorts of users on the network, which was what was successful today using D7 or the current strategy. They are getting the right users, they just want more of them. By winning the D28 IP with Unity Vector, Playrix was able to unlock this incremental scale at the whole game level, while continuing to capture what was making it successful, the same distribution of short-term value with D7. Again, they've seen really strong results. We're talking about 89% increase in scale. We're talking about 14% D28 ROAS increase and 41% D28 retention increase. So we're providing a diversification. You want to make sure that with the new model, Unity Grow and Unity Vector is developing, we're increasing and maximizing the reach for our developers, for the application, for the games. But it's not the only option we have. I spent a lot of time on D28 because we've seen it grow, but there are new solutions that is also coming up. That is cost per event campaigns that Unity is now offering with retention and payer. And I'm going to take some time to speak about it as well. So first, what is these campaigns? These two products, again, expands Vector's model and optimization product beyond ROAS and into event optimization for games and for applications. CPU retention optimizes for users who are going to stay active through day 7 inside the application. Again, we use our AI models Vector to predict and identify the users that's going to stay active throughout the first week. And we got CPE payer, which is, again, another model that we developed that's able to identify the D7 payer conversion. So what it does is it's going to predict if that user is going to be more likely to purchase or not inside your game or inside the application by day 7. And this is add-on scaling. Again, we're not replacing anything, we're increasing what is the Unity vectors and all our AI models offering so that you can find these additional users. CPE builds more valuable scale at low cost price. Why low cost? ROAS has a high LTV, it's great, but it has a high price, it's competitive bids. Everybody wants these high value users. CPE, on the other end, has high engagement and users at a lower cost. So it is great to provide this scale additional on top of the rest. And since it doesn't need standardized events like IEP, ad revenue, which is not the case for everybody, not everybody is a game, then this is especially a great use case for these type of applications that want to use Unity Network. So after this, as a closing statement, I want to take a look at what Unity Vectors is looking at next within 2026. First, for those that didn't know, we had our keynotes this morning on the building next door, and we were able to present a new solution, which is announcing a direct-to-consumer path with a new solution to monetize if you use in-app purchases. So now with Unity, you can build a game web payments using a free, no-code web shop builder directly into the Unity dashboard to build your own branded web shop. It looks like your game, and it can be used directly inside your game. And why this is so interesting? This helps to build a direct relationship with your users. You also keep a higher margin because this is your own operated store where you sell directly. And of course, because this is within Unity, this data is going to be used and helped through vectors models so we can identify the users even better than before. I've talked a lot about the previous campaigns to showcase a bit of what Unity and our new models has been able to successfully do in the first half of the year. D28 CPE, this was our goal. It's growing, and we're really happy about it. Our clients are really happy about it, and we're looking forward to seeing it grow and see how much we can expand the reach. But I'm going to discuss a bit about what's next. What's next in Q3, Q4, and probably the rest of the year. First, we are really leaning into the agentic AI and trying to build the tool that we know the market needs today. So for those that keeps today in-house tooling and are not using Unity dashboard or any other API, we are building a Unity Ads MCP to provide a tooling to use your own AI to optimize better, increase the performance of your campaigns on Unity directly. This is going to go in Q3. The other really interesting thing is that we know that in this new AI age, creative is one of the most important things. You need new creative, you need it often, and you need it to scale. That's why we are building a new end-to-end facilitating AI solutions for creative on Unity. And what does that mean? So the first thing is we're building a unified creative library. So you can find all your creative at the same place. You can make decision optimization across all your campaigns. And that is really facilitating how you can optimize, scale, change, and decide which creative is working best. To decide which creatives is working best in your networks and your campaigns, we are building new creative insights with new data to show you how your players and users are engaging with your creative, what's working, what is not working. And finally, probably the most exciting one, we are building a dynamic creative optimization and an AI creative generation. What does that mean? We want to use AI to build new creative faster, to help change the components, optimize it for the best conversion, for you to find the best users. And that's really the track that we're most excited about this year at Unity, and also hopefully for the rest of the end of the year. So thank you. That is it for me. We came into this talk with a lot of details, trying to present what Unity, Grow, and our vector models do. And it's not easy, and we're quite happy to be able to present all the successful scale. And Vector's roadmap is actually not just a roadmap, it's working. We've seen people in the market and a lot of developers happy to scale their network and scale their apps on it. And we are helping game and application grow in 2026. That's what we're happy about. And we're excited for the upcoming new product as well. Thank you very much.